hard to explain the moment you realize something is wrong with reality. Not just off, not just eerie, but actually broken. Like there's a tear somewhere behind the walls, and the people you love most are being copied and stitched back together with the wrong thread. That moment came for me at 10:42 p.m. last Saturday night, when I looked out the kitchen window and saw my friends standing perfectly still in the driveway, even though I watched them leave 30 minutes earlier. I know how that sounds. Like a stress hallucination. Like something a lonely person invents to explain why they're feeling off. But this wasn't stress. This wasn't fiction. It happened. Still happening. And I don't think I'm the only one who's seen it. We'd rented this little Airbnb near a lake about an hour out of town. 4 of us. Me, Tay, Miguel, and Sarah. It wasn't anyone's birthday or anything. We just needed a break. A night away. The cabin was old but clean. No signal, no TV. Just board games, firewood, and enough snacks to forget the outside world. Tay brought her old speaker, Miguel had his Polaroid, and Sarah kept making jokes about how we were all going to get murdered by a woods demon. It was fun. Until it wasn't. We made us s'mores out on the porch. Talked about high school crushes. Took dumb pictures in the dark. Around 9:45, Tay said she felt a little sick and wanted to head back to the city early. Miguel offered to drive. Sarah decided to go with them instead of staying the night with me like we'd planned. She said she had work in the morning and didn't want to feel gross driving back alone. It wasn't a big deal. I waved them off, stood barefoot in the cold gravel, watching the car disappear down the dirt road between the trees. I could still hear Tay's playlist fading behind them. I remember thinking how quiet the woods got once the music was gone. I went inside, made tea, and turned on the little space heater. It took a while to warm up. I FaceTimed my mom for a bit, then started reading. That's when the lights flickered for the first time. Just once. A blink. Barely enough to register. I thought nothing of it. Power grid's probably old. I poured another cup of tea and sat back down. It happened again. Longer this time. 3 full seconds of darkness. Then everything came back on normal. But the heater was off. And I know I didn't touch it. My book was lying face down on the floor too, even though I hadn't moved. I looked at the clock. 10:41. Something made me look out the window. I don't know why. There wasn't a noise. Not a knock. Not a call. Just this cold certainty like being pulled by an invisible string. I stepped closer to the glass and stared out into the driveway. They were back. All 3 of them. Tay, Miguel, Sarah. Just standing there. No car. No headlights. No movement. Just standing. Their heads were tilted slightly up like they were looking at the roof or maybe the sky. I wanted to believe it was a joke. That they'd turned around and come back for some reason and were pulling a weird prank. But even then, before things got worse, I knew it wasn't them. Their clothes looked wrong. Damp. Like they'd been crawling through something wet. Miguel's hoodie had this dark patch over the chest that shimmered like oil. Tay's hair was hanging too straight, too still. Sarah wasn't wearing her jacket. Just her thin pajama shirt, even though it was freezing. None of them moved. They didn't even shiver. I called Tay's phone. Straight to voicemail. I called Miguel. Then Sarah. Same thing. I watched for several minutes, expecting them to move, to smile, to wave, to do anything, but they didn't. They just stared. I closed the curtain and backed away. I told myself I was imagining it, that I was tired, that it was someone else, that they had come back and were just messing around. I opened the front door slowly, hoping I'd hear them laughing, hear their boots crunching the gravel, but there was nothing, just stillness. When I looked again, they weren't at the driveway anymore. They were standing at the edge of the woods, still watching, closer, somehow without making a sound. I shut the door, locked it, moved a chair in front of it because somehow that made me feel safer, like furniture could stop whatever they were now. My phone buzzed. A text from Tay. Forgot the charger. You up? No capital letters. No emojis. Tay always uses emojis, even when she's annoyed. That's what broke me. I stared at that sentence for a long time. Then the doorknob turned. I didn't move. There was a knock. 3 slow, soft raps. Then Miguel's voice. Come. Flat. Hey, can you open up? We forgot something. His voice had no texture. like it had been written on a script and read by someone who had never heard him before. Tay spoke next. "Let us in. It's cold." Sarah laughed. A single short giggle, like someone trying to copy laughter from memory. I dropped the phone and didn't bother picking it up. I slid to the floor behind the couch and just sat there, shaking, breath shallow, ears straining. I could hear something dragging along the wall outside, like fingers, or maybe something sharper, scraping across the siding. Then it stopped. I stayed like that until 3:09 a.m. when the tapping started again. This time from the window. 5 soft taps. Not 6, not 4, just 5. Then silence. Then again. Always 5. I counted every time. It happened 6 times total, always spaced about a minute apart. Then nothing until sunrise. When the sun came up, I checked the porch. There were no footprints. Just wet patches. Not puddles. Not mud. Just places where the wood had darkened like someone had been standing too long. Later that morning, Tay texted again. Only this time it was a photo. The 3 of them in the car, yawning and drinking gas station coffee. Timestamped 11:06 p.m., an hour after I saw them outside. Hope you didn't get too scared being all alone out there, lol. I didn't reply. I haven't seen them since. But sometimes at night I still hear the 5 knocks. And sometimes I hear my own voice saying things I don't remember. Repeating their names. Laughing the way Sarah did. And the lights always flicker at 10:41. So I'm telling you this not because I need help. Whatever this is, it's too late for me, but because someone needs to know. If your friends ever leave and you still see them outside, don't open the door. Don't wave. Don't respond. Because they're not your friends anymore. And the thing that wears their skin, it learns fast. It gets better at pretending. And one day it won't need to knock at all.